Hello Aluxers, we're so happy to have you back for what is the last Sunday motivational video of 2021. Can you believe this year is over? We sure can't, but we've never been as excited as we are for what lies ahead. We recommend you start with the Sunday motivational we posted last week, as this is part 2 and the information sort of flows. Okay, let's cut the intro short and jump into the valuable stuff. Here are 15 of the most valuable lessons we've learned in 2021 that you should know. Welcome to Alux.com, the place where future billionaires come to get inspired. If you're not subscribed yet, you're missing out. Number 1. Once you have money, making a lot more money is super easy. It's incredible how society is structured and just how easy it is to make more money once you have some. Kevin O'Leary taught us something quite valuable this year. He said, getting to $5 million is almost impossible. Getting from 5 to 10 million is kinda hard. But from there on, 10 to 25, 25 to 50, 100 and more, it's fairly easy. This is why you see rich people keep making more and more money. You already know how to do it. An avalanche of opportunities opens up to you once you cross a certain threshold. Number 2. The rich make it a priority to make their friends rich in exchange for loyalty. The rich judge others differently than everyone else. The highest form of currency among the rich is trust. They trade in trust, and the highest form of trust is true loyalty. We've said this before on our channel, but it's lonely at the top if you don't take enough people with you. Here's the thing, as time goes on, the gap between you and your friends will keep growing. The main way to keep them close is by hiring them, which usually doesn't work out great for a variety of reasons. Maybe your friends have no interest in your particular industry. Maybe your friends don't want to sacrifice the friendship in exchange for a paycheck, and so on. In order to still be friends long-term and grow your wealth, your best bet is making your friends rich. Be their bank, finance their ventures, only the ones that have potential for profit, of course, and then take a small part of the business. Here's how we personally structure it. Usually come in with the bulk of the money. We like them to contribute as well because it gives them skin in the game and they have something real to lose if this doesn't work out. But it's usually an 80-20 to 90-10 kind of deal in terms of cash allocation. When we get started, we're both co-founders, meaning we own 50% of the new business and they own the other 50%. We work hard and try to make it a sustainable and viable business. Once the company becomes profitable, they get a chance to buy a portion of our shares back. When the money invested initially is recouped, we're left with only 20% of the company and they own the remaining 80%. This allows them to have the ownership they need to remain highly motivated. Plus, we get a consistent form of passive income. This advice right here will take you from $5 million to $25 million in just a few years. If you change someone's life like this, they'll remain loyal for as long as you live, and loyal friends are the only kinds of friends you want around. Number 3. The rich have access to opportunities you'll never get access to. We weren't expecting to see this to such a wide extent. As our wealth grew, we saw a bunch of rich people getting hands-free rich based on proximity to market makers. Okay, here's what that means. Someone is well-connected enough, a private opportunity presents itself. It sounds like a good investment, but you don't want to do it alone. So you call up 5 of your friends, tell them what's up, and they wire you their portion of the investment with no questions asked. You do the deal and then split the profits. Usually the person bringing in the opportunity to the group gets a premium. We've seen restaurateurs invest in VR projects where they have zero knowledge or insights and make 10 to 20x their investment just because one of their friends bought them in. The more famous you are in your space, the more people will hand select you and bring opportunities to you because they want to be in your circle. There's an entire world out there of private opportunities that you'll never be able to access unless you're seated at 1 or 2 tables where the deal is happening. Number 4. The rich don't trade in money, they trade in favors. In terms of observing how the rich move, this year we've noticed just how much they all trade in favors. Everybody has money. What is of interest for them is opportunity, network, and action. If you can provide any of these three to someone rich, they'll return the favor with whatever is missing in your life. You help us with your specific expertise, and we in turn will bring you into an investment deal that we're currently investing in. It's all about being in those circles and making it clear what you're able to bring to the table. We get hundreds of emails at contact@Alux.com from people who say they want to work with us, or they have this incredible idea that we should fund. In 98% of the emails, they fail to mention what the idea is or how it can help to grow our business. We don't know who you are and what you can do. We do not have the time or resources to email back and forth with everybody. You gotta make it easy for us to find you. Don't tell us what you can do, show us. You have to do the work first, then reach out or tag us, because we'll eventually see it, and if we like what we see, maybe then we'll end up working together. Number 5. Today is the result of actions you took 5 to 10 years ago. This has been one of the biggest lessons we've learned this year. Our current success is the result of the discipline, of the efforts, of the grind that happened for the past decade. Your current reality is the goal you began working toward 5 years ago, and we honestly believe that to be true. Here's where the breakthrough came for us. If we're able to mold reality through discipline and through our goals, what do we want our life to be 5 or 10 years from now? The reality you're gonna live in 5 to 10 years depends on the goals you set today and the actions you take every day moving forward. This applies to anything you want to be in life. 5 years from now, anything you want in life could become reality if you figure out a way to get there and don't stop working toward it. Time will pass anyway. You might as well allow it to pass in your favor. Number 6. Access to you is a privilege. This is another big one we learned this year. Enough is enough. People were accustomed to having us available for their problems because we love helping others. But this becomes a burden on you, especially if you're in a growth stage of your life where you need to focus on the process. People are shocked when you no longer tolerate their infringement on your time and emotional energy. We call this emotional and mental hygiene. In the same way you take care of yourself by washing and keeping yourself clean and healthy, you can't allow people to throw their dirt on your emotional and mental energy. Remember this: access to you is a privilege, and a privilege can be revoked at the will of the one who grants it. Number 7. People want what you have without having to do what you've done. There's an envy you don't see at first among the ones in your circle. They justify it because they've known you since you didn't have all of the things you have now. And somehow, because they've known you consistently since, they expect that their lives should have moved at the same pace yours did. But did they walk at the same speed you did? Were they walking while you were running? Were they sleeping while you were grinding away? Were their actions equal in impact and commitment to your actions? Most likely not. The one who takes the bigger risk and wins gets to enjoy exponentially higher rewards. Be thankful you're in the room when the cake is being cut and you're getting a slice. But this doesn't mean you get to eat as much of the cake as the one who found the recipe, gathered all the ingredients, learned all the skills, hired everyone involved in baking it, and then found a way to sell it to the masses. Number 8. We always want to be somewhere else. It's the old phrase that the grass is always greener on the other side, but that's one of those sayings we never really agreed with. Grass is always greener where you water it. Learn to be where you currently are. Get really good at being where you currently are, and you will find peace. Peace is the end result of retraining your mind to process life as it is, rather than what you think it should be. Every unhappiness you have in life is the result of a desire you set out in your mind that you'll not be happy until that desire is fulfilled. So you're miserable being you. You hate where you are, you hate who you are, but you're still going to be the same you even if you move, because the place you live in is not the house or the apartment, it's your mind. Trust us when we say that this is the truth. Number 9. Be busy doing what everyone else isn't busy doing. Here's what we mean by that. If you want to get above average results, you can't be doing what average people are doing. If you want a six-pack, you can't be eating the same way other people eat. You want to silence the chaos in your mind, you can't look at tools like meditation and think it's only for weirdos. If you want to make $1 million a year, you can't be working the same way someone who makes $40K a year works. They won't get it. They won't understand that you're busy in different ways than they are. When you tell them you're busy reading a book or watching an Alux.com video, they'll assume it's just entertainment the same way it is for them to binge watch something on Netflix. But it isn't, is it? They don't understand what waking up early and chipping away at your long-term plans are all for, because all they know is the life that they're living. You need to be consistently good, so when it all compounds, your overall results are great. As long as you're behaving like everyone else, you'll keep getting the results everyone else gets. Number 10. Live through your God-given ability. You see, the goal isn't to be rich and famous. That's not it at all. Call it whatever you want. God, the universe, chance. Somehow, you ended up on this freaking rock floating through space and you enjoy. You're curious. You've been blessed with certain gifts and an appetite for specific things in this blip of time that you're alive. Your purpose in life is to live it through your God-given ability, because that's how you're going to have the biggest impact on humanity and the future. When you live through your innate abilities, you accelerate the process and the well-being of everyone. The worst we can do is to ignore it, to try and excel at life based on things that are not aligned with your ability. That's like living with a handicap life didn't give you, but you decided to give yourself. You see, we're biologically programmed to ignore things that we're good at, because they're installed into our programming as default settings. We don't worry about the things we're good at. All your attention goes to the urgent things, to the uncertain things, and that's why 2021 was such an anxious year for everyone. In order to take back the power, you need to live life on your terms, and you can only do that by focusing on what you're truly superior at. One of our all-time favorite quotes is by Thoreau, and it goes like this: "Most men live lives of quiet desperation. The only way to escape it is by not doing the things that are making you miserable and focusing on things that make you feel fulfilled." Number 11. People don't respect you. They respect your position in the hierarchy. Here's the brutally honest hierarchy. 1. People judge you based on how you look. 2. People judge you based on your status in society. 3. People judge you based on who you are as an individual. And all three are usually ratioed against their own perceived ranking. We've experienced this firsthand. The richer you are, the nicer people are to you. They bring you good coffee. They invite you out to fancy dinners. They nod in approval and laugh a lot more at your jokes than they should. If you pay close attention, you realize that this dinner is not for you, but the position you fill in their hierarchy. The laugh is not for your joke, but the social bond they want to build with someone in your position. We hate it. We hate the theatrics of it all. We really wish that people would tell us what they need from us in the first few seconds we meet each other, so that we can skip through all the bullshit and for the human behind those desires to truly be revealed. Only then can we build a genuine connection. Number 12. Your growth is in direct proportion to how much truth you accept about yourself. Listen to that once more if you have to, because this is some deep shit you really need to hear. Your growth is proportional to how much truth you're willing to accept about yourself. The only way to grow is to be brutally honest. Where do you stand? How happy are you? How satisfied are you with your life? What is your life like? Other people will say things that will trigger you. Immediately investigate why their words have so much power over you. What do they reveal about you? Did they touch a sensitive spot that deep down you're trying to cover up? Whatever fear you have internalized, allow it to come out and be honest in your analysis of it. Listen to everyone. Process it, and then do what serves you best in the long run. Number 13. Your big break in life comes from fixing the shit around you. Big lesson we've learned this year, and even most of our friends still don't get it. You know how everybody says that once they catch a big break, they're gonna fix everything around them? Fix the car, fix the eating, fix the sleep, fix the relationship. What if we told you you got it flipped? Your big break in life will come only after you fix all the shit around you. You see, Aluxers, it's actually the shit that's keeping you from getting to where you want to be. We know we said shit too much in this video, but hey, it's the holidays. Put that cheerful attitude to work and like this video anyway, because the words used don't take away anything from the idea. You have this opportunity ahead of you to fix your life. Once you do, the world will reveal itself to you, but first, prove that you're worthy of the big break. Number 14. Everyone is happy to join when it's time to cut the cake. It's the end of the year, Aluxers. Who do you have around you? Did you bring the cake? Are there people ready to eat? Pay close attention to those who didn't earn their seat at the table, for these are the people who, once the cake is no longer coming, would switch tables to someone else. Be very careful about those who are willing to sell you out. Even your closest friends have voices in their ear telling them it might be time to climb up using you as their first step. This is a lesson we've learned in the past decade that's served us well. Pay attention to those who don't clap when you win. Number 15. There's no cap to how much success you can have. What most people don't understand is that in order to become successful, you don't go after success. Success is what happens to you when you're consistently good or great at what you do for long enough periods of time. We are currently in the most blessed part of history. Yes, the government keeps printing money like crazy and inflation is inevitable, and yes, you have to wear a mask and it's inconvenient to travel, but holy shit, just how much opportunity is everywhere you look. For the first time in human history, there's quite literally no cap to how much money, how much success, and how big of an impact you can have on humanity. Want to build a small business? Sure, go ahead. Want to build rockets and move people to other planets? Sure, that's also an option. Want to develop biotech that helps us to live forever? It's on the table, and already some folks are working at it. Unhappy and unfulfilled people look at the successful as greedy. Why would anyone want more success or more money than you already have, they ask. Well, because we don't do it for the money or whatever you measure success as. We do it for impact, for purpose. Money, fame, success, those are all byproducts of doing the things you are meant to do. Not pushing humanity forward is actually a disservice to everyone. We should praise anyone willing to focus their efforts toward the betterment of everyone else. Who cares they'll get money as a side reward? What kind of impact did you have? Ideally, you want to be successful at whatever it is you choose to do in life. We want you to be the most successful person in the world at your thing. We want more success for you than you ever thought possible, because in order to get there, you'll need to grow, to develop, to evolve, and while you're evolving and growing, so is everything you touch. Kill the dragon, solve the puzzle, get everything you want as a reward. If you're pondering if all of this is worth it, there's an old saying we want to share with you. It is better to be a warrior in the garden than a gardener in a war. Become the warrior that lives in a garden. Don't be the gardener who gets sent to war. And as for those of you who made it to the very end of this very last Sunday Motivational in 2021, of course, there's one big final bonus for you to digest. The age of curation has begun. You've heard them say it over and over again. Information is power. But what do you do when you live in a world of information abundance? What if the age of information has already peaked? Everyone has a smartphone. Everyone has an internet connection. Every single human in the developed society now has access to the same tools and teachings as everybody else. Want to know who's going to win this natural evolution? Curators, those who are able to sort through all the noise and all the junk and pull out all the gold nuggets that matter for everyone else. There's a billion NFTs out there, but only a handful will be worth something. There are billions of books out there, but only a handful contain the knowledge you need in your life right now. There are millions of potential employees on LinkedIn, but only a select few are the right fit for your company. You see, Aluxers, we're living in the age of the curator. Alux is a curator of knowledge. We learn, we apply, we test, we hang out with millionaires and billionaires in order to cut through all that crap and give you the honest insights. Become a curator in your space. Be the baker that knows everything about baking and choose to bake only things that make sense to you. Be the roofer who understands what's happening in the roofing space and curate the best solutions for your clients. This new world will reward curators. Find out how to be one in your space and you'll win in 2022. This is the last call, Aluxers. If you're ready to blow up next year, write 2022 in the comments and we'll take that as a solid commitment that we'll have you with us when we return from our short holiday. Till our next video, we hope you find peace, focus, and the resources needed to conquer everything you set your mind to in the coming year. It's been a pleasure, Aluxers. See you back here on the 2nd of January.